Hi, I'm John Cranton with JimFeist.com. I'm going to take a look at a couple of college basketball tournament games going on for Friday. Get into two big games. First, have to mention the Jim Feist 21-12 college basketball run. He hit his situational tournament game of the year Sunday. That was Stephen F. Austin. And then Friday, he had his bailout game of the year. That was UNI, Northern Iowa, getting the upset win and the cover. You can get Jim's tournament games of the year at JimFeist.com, as well as NBA and NHL 3-packs each day. Okay, if you want to get free picks, just text GAME to 25827. You can find that also on the JimFeist.com website. You get free picks sent right to your cell phone every day. All right, let's get into our first game here. You got Indiana playing North Carolina on Friday. Indiana opened a 4.5-point dog. The money's come in early on North Carolina, up to 5.5. The total from 160 down to 159.5. This game will be played in Philadelphia at the Wells Fargo Center. Got an Indiana team here, number 9 seed coming in, having a great season at 25-7, and they're playing hot basketball right now, not just straight up, but in against the spread, 7-1 straight up, 6-2 spread run. They're also on a 12-5 run under the total for Coach Tom Crean. It is an up-tempo offensive team. Finished 15-3 in the Big Ten. That was number 1 in the conference before playing the tournament, where they struggled against Michigan. They lost that game 72-69 as an 8-point favorite. Did go under the total of 147.5, as defense often shines this time of the year. And the Hoosiers are no stranger to playing in the tournament here. This will be the third time they've been to the Sweet 16 in just the last 5 years. Now this team, Indiana, has a terrific balance here. You get Yogi Ferrell, 17 points per game, 5.6 assists per game, and he's got no shortage of talent. Troy Williams picks him 13 points per game, and then the big freshman, Thomas Bryant, 6'10 freshman, 12 points, 5.5 rebounds per game. They were number 1 in the Big Ten in scoring, over 82 points per game, number 1 in field goals, one of the few teams shooting over 50% as a team on the season, number 2 in three-pointers, over 41%. If there's any weaknesses, it would be defense. They finished 9th in the conference in points allowed and only 10th in field goal shooting defense. They have been very impressive as a dog this season. They did have a matchup with Michigan on the road earlier in the year that they won 80-67 as a dog, and then they were a dog to Notre Dame and won 80-73. So here they are as a dog once again. And they also beat Kentucky too in tournament play, 73-67. They were a 4-point dog, and that game went over the total of 148, and they shot 48% as a team, and they held Kentucky to 42% shooting, so it was a terrific defensive game. Now we'll be facing on this North Carolina team, top-seeded team here, loaded with talent, 30 wins on the season, and a sizzling run right now, 7-0 straight up, 6-1 against the spread. You like to look at totals. North Carolina surprisingly has been under the total, 6-2-1 run under, playing better defense. The odds makers are a little bit overvaluing the totals with these games. Roy Williams' team, though, still loaded with talent up front and inside and out with Roy Williams. Let's see, they have the big front court with Bryce Johnson, a 6'9 senior, 16 points, 10 rebounds per game. You got junior Kennedy Meeks with 12 points per game, 6'8 junior Isaiah Hicks up front, 10 points per game. But really the spark plug of this Tar Heels offense is the senior guard, Marcus Page, 12 points per game. They rolled through the ACC tourney, blowing out Pitt 88-71. They blew out Notre Dame 78-47, and then had a big defensive battle against Virginia, but played very well, got the win 61-57. So the Tar Heels have shown they can play any type of style, which is key this time of the year. Their overall numbers for the season, tops in the ACC in scoring, 82.9 points per game. Number 2 in field goals, very similar to this Indiana team. The only thing they can't do is shoot three-pointers, just over 31% as a team that was dead last in the ACC. Defensive numbers are kind of a mixed bag. They're number 7 in scoring allowed in the ACC, which is not surprising when you're going up-tempo. However, a better statistic would be field goal shooting defense, and they were great. They finished number 2 in the ACC, just 41%, and we're seeing that defense now that the games mean so much more. So what are we going to see in this game? Well, the odds makers have made this a high total, 160, come down a little bit to 159.5. And that's the way I'm going to look at this game. I think they're expecting both teams to hit 80 points. Come tournament time, defense has to shine. Both coaches are going to demand it from their players for the entire game, not just for stretches. So I think you're going to see a lot of defense in this one. I wouldn't expect the 82-78 final score that the odds makers are telling you this is going to be. Now, Indiana, they beat Kentucky, allowed just 42% shooting. When Indiana plays at neutral sites, they're 4-1 under the total. And North Carolina, mentioned that defense, number 2 in the ACC in field goal shooting defense. They're on an overall run of 14-5 under the total. That's how I look at Indiana and North Carolina on Friday under the total. All right, before we get to this Virginia-Iowa State game, if you want to get free plays sent right to your cell phone, just go to the jimfeist.com website. You can text GAME at 25827. Plus, Jim has his Fast Facts available every day for free. You get 2 days. There they are on the site. Top right-hand corner, drop-down menu. It's 2 days worth of free stats right from Jim's personal database today and tomorrow in both the NBA and the college basketball, and it's free. All right, let's take a look at this Virginia-Iowa State game. Really, it's the great defense against the great offense against the powerhouse defense. This game will be played from the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. And you got Iowa State 21 wins on the year, number 4 seed for their first-year coach in Steve Prohm. Loads of offensive talent. That's what they do best. It's a senior-laden team, senior and juniors, veteran team, but they love to run the court, bomb away from long range. You got Georgie Ning, 19.8 points per game, and Monte Morris, the junior guard, leads the way. He's got 6.9 assists per game, but he's not alone. They got Abdul Nader and Jamil McKay is a 6'9 senior. He can do it all. He can score if they ask him to, but he's a terrific rebounder and shot blocker. On the other hand, it is largely an offensive-oriented team as they like to run. And during the regular season, they had a win over Kansas, 85-72. They beat Oklahoma, 82-77, both shootout games. They had to come back late to top Iowa, 83-82. They haven't really been tested in this tournament. They had a win over Iona, 94-81. It's a lot of points to give up as you're playing your style. And then Little Rock, 78-61, a better defensive game. But that defense is a key because this was not a strong defensive team during the regular season. And a year ago when they went into tournament play, they fell apart against UAB. It was the first game. They were one and done as UAB played some defense and upset Iowa State 60-59 with a late run. But the Iowa State defense was okay for the game, but UAB really slowed them down and took them out of their game. And that's kind of a concern because that's what they're going to be facing here with this Virginia team. Iowa State comes in after a win. They're only 2-5 ATS after a win. On the other hand, they're 5-1 against the spread on neutral courts. When they face the ACC, 5-1 over the total. Well, when they face on neutral courts, they're 10-3 under the total. Here's this Virginia team that's going to play, well, similar to that UAB team a year ago. They're going to try and play a slow, choking defense, control the tempo, and it's worked all season for Coach Tony Bennett. They're the number 1 seed here, 26 wins, 7 losses on a 12-3 run, as well as 11-4 against the spread, plus a 12-3 run under the total. And we saw them in the ACC title game play that game against North Carolina, 2.5-point dog. Didn't get the cover, but it did go under the total of 138. Virginia has Anthony Gill running the team, 13.6 points per game, 6.2 rebounds. He really does it all. And the junior guard, London Parantis, 10.9 points per game. Pretty good rebounder and a terrific playmaker at 4.3 assists. Obviously, with the way they focus on defense, it's not a sizzling offensive team, just 12th in the ACC in scoring. However, they're number 1 in field goal shooting, so they don't take dumb shots. They look for the open man, look for high percentage shots. Shot 49% as a team. Terrific fundamentally, 75% shooting from the free throw line. That is number 2 in the ACC. And three-point shooting, boy, do they find the open guy. Almost 41% shooting from long range as a team that was tops in the ACC. And that's not even their strength. Their strength is defense, number 1 in the conference, allowing just 59.6 points per game. The number 4 in field goal shooting defense, giving up 42% shooting. And that three-point defense, surprisingly, wasn't as strong. Over 35% from long range they allowed. That was 9th in the ACC. And that's a concern here because that's what Iowa State can do exceptionally well. Spread the court and bomb away from long range. They have multiple options that can do that. That's why I kind of think that Iowa State has a chance to hang in here. They have been very good on neutral sites, 5-1 against the spread. All right, that'll do it for the college basketball edition of Proline. Make sure you check out JimFeist.com for Jim's college games of the year. He hit that situational game of the year on Friday or Saturday. That was the big play. And then he had the UNI play, the bailout game of the year, which also cashed. That was before the collapse Sunday that UNI had. They won on Friday. And his situational game of the year, that was Stephen F. Austin in a victory. Check out those plays as well as NBA and NHL 3-packs, all at gmfeist.com, as well as that Fast Facts free stats every day. Good luck with the games, everyone, and we'll see you next week from Vegas.